To some, pain implies growth. But how do we know when the growing pains stop and the pains take over? Are we masochists or optimists if we continue to walk that fine line? How do you know when enough is enough?
Hello everyone. This was originally a live that I did on the 22nd that I repurposed as a video. I'll be talking on Flow's new music that they've been teasing, as well as 3quency's new song they released, and my thoughts on their career, both of their careers so far. So enjoy. But let's talk about Flow. Let's talk about Flow in the new song they teased, Remedy. I think they teased it 2-3 weeks ago. And when I first heard it, first of all, I thought it was a fluke. I was just on YouTube and I saw that they had uploaded a preview of the song, and I'm like, this can't be right. Leak It just came out. Why would they preview a new song? And then I went on Twitter and someone had said that it was like a song for a commercial, and so I didn't take it seriously until it came out in an interview and they confirmed that it was part of their upcoming album, and that's when I was like, oh hell. So let's hear a snippet, right? Let's hear a snippet. Okay, so here's the snippet, right? Lord have mercy.
Been crying in bed, trying to keep my head low, drowning in all my feelings. Someone throw me a rope. It's just about 1 a.m. My favorite bitch calls me take it back.
Did y'all like this song? Did y'all like a wonderful song? Because I did not. Lord have mercy. I was like, I don't want to be like a negative Nancy, but I literally was just like, what are we doing here? And they look like, you know how they had all red for their last era, access all areas. And so I was looking at that and I was like, this seems too repetitive, or the looks aren't really, it seems kind of confusing between two eras. It's like, you don't want to harken back to your old look too much. Let me see if I can find like the full snippet, because I listened to it and I was like, oh my God. Because here's the thing about Flow. I've said this before many times. I really want them to experiment outside of the Y2K sound. And when they released Leak It, it was very much Y2K, but I had the feeling, or maybe I just misinterpreted it, that they were going to, be more experimental, kind of dabble in more unique sounds, more experimental stuff. And for whatever reason, they did not do that, because it was kind of misleading, because right after Leak It, they released Therapy at the Club. It was like I want to say a 50s kind of song, like a revamped 50s kind of song. It was like a very stripped back song. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we're finally leaving the Y2K soundscape or whatever. No, babes.
I'm only gonna say this once.
Okay, I found it. Let me just say, great vocals. But tell me what y'all think. Really good vocals. No complaining there, but it's just like, I didn't want this. This reminds me of a video. Y'all know the blogger Impressive? She had made a comment that girl groups are biting off of Flow's style because now it's becoming popular to make Y2K R&B music. And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, if you are a listener of R&B, you know that this is a very popular, very trending thing that's going on. Normani, Joss Levi, Ryan Destiny, so many artists have been doing this sound before Flow, and so Flow hopping onto it, it's just they were hopping on a hype train, basically. So even though I can't cite a group, well, maybe Citizen Queen had like a 1 or 2 90s-esque R&B tracks, but I wouldn't lump them in there. But okay, so even though Flow hopped onto that sound, it's like they didn't really pioneer anything, really. Groups were bound to mimic that sound, because when it comes to girl groups, they're looking for vocals. And if you're dabbling into R&B, the R&B genre, this has been a trend for a very long time now. So groups are doing what Flow did. They look at the R&B soundscape and they're like, well, this is really popular. Let's do it. And so let me pull up the video, actually.
Sacrifice attempts. It's kind of scary, but moving on, I want to talk about the girl group Flow and how people are sleeping on them all because they're Black. Now, recently I was on Twitter and I saw this discussion about Flow. They released their song called Leak It, which I really like. I like that song a lot. I love the dance break they did. I love the video. The girls were serving, right? But people were saying, ooh, I would like the song better if it was sung by a non-black group. Like this person said, I need to steal this song for real for Blackpink. And people were like, why don't you just support Flow? Why would you want the song to go to Blackpink instead? And it kind of just made me realize that this is the reason why it's hard for Black artists to really pop, because the thing is, people love Black music, they love Black culture, they just don't like Black people. Either they don't like them or they don't feel like they could identify with them, so they don't support them.
What do y'all think? Because I just had a very dark thought. I feel like with K-pop kind of taking over the way that it has, and them producing, a lot of them producing Black music, they are able to fill in the gap of, Lord, the lawnmowers are so loud, Lord have mercy. They're able to fill in the gap for a lot of, able to get the goods without looking at Black people. Like they filled in the void of, how do we get the goods without the Black body, right? White people can do it all day, right? But K-pop adds that special uniqueness of them being East Asian or Southeast Asian or whatever. It's like, okay, well, we can fill in that void. So when the Black groups try to get up, it's like, we have this option and they're not Black. You know what I mean? In this anti-Black world, it's already like hard enough, but you can get the goods from a non-Black person and still, you know, quote unquote, get that sauce. I think that's what K-pop fills the void. I love Flow. I loved Flow since their first EP. Welcome, Laura, by the way. Welcome, welcome. I never thought about their skin color or how they looked. I first only heard their music on YouTube Music and I love their sound so much, right? But it's really sad because a lot of these Black groups, they're out. And it's so funny because when Manon was getting dragged for not being Black enough and people were like trying to rip Hive apart for being racist and stuff like that, it's like, I was asking on Twitter, I'm like, why don't y'all support the Black groups? Like, it's a simple Google search, they're out there. Like, yes, we need Black groups, but it also starts with organic support. Like, we're gonna be talking about them later on, but Infinity Song is out. They're on Rock Nation, so they're visible. Like, you Google Black groups, you're gonna get a list easy. So I don't know what it is. If people just don't want to look, or I don't know. Oh crap, the sound is getting so loud. Hold on one second.
They rather support the non-Black people who copy them. This is why labels are more hesitant to really invest in Black artists, and it's hard. It's especially hard for Black girl groups. I still mourn over the fact that June's Diary never popped off. I thought it was the perfect girl group. Like, they had the talent, they had so much potential, but it just didn't work because they did not have the proper support from the industry, and also they didn't have the music they needed. So yeah, it just fell flat. And also Chloe and Halle, I feel like they separated too early, but if they continued with their momentum, they would have been bigger for sure. And since they went their separate ways, it opened up the door for this group called Flow. Now, when Flow first came on the scene, they had this song called Cardboard Box, and I instantly loved it. And I loved all the other music they released after that too. They definitely were tapping into that Y2K R&B's sound. And at the time, it was kind of refreshing because you really didn't see a lot of girl groups even doing that. But fast forward to now, you see several different girl groups popping up, making similar sounding music.
Can I just say, wait, hold on, let me look this up. When did Say Now has been out for a while now. Came out in 2022 with Cardboard Box. I want to say May? It was March of 2022, so a year apart. April, so Say Now came out April 2023. Flow came out March 2022. But I mean, everyone was doing that sound. I wouldn't credit Flow specifically, but whatever.
And I kind of feel like they definitely have been taking notes from Flow. They might not do everything exactly the way Flow does it, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were studying them to some extent. And Flo won't really get that credit, and they're not going to get credit for a lot of things. They're just going to have to fight harder than the other non-black girl groups to get the same amount of attention. But Flo is doing everything right. They're very talented. They make great music. They're super consistent, and they're elevating their performance level too, which I think is important because, some of these girl groups are really taking it up a notch. Like Cat's Eye, for example, like those girls can perform. Their music might be trash, but
I would gag if that was a running joke of my career that I'm a great performer, but my music is trash. That's really sad. But I will say that Flo, Say Now, actually no. Girl Set has credit Flo a lot as an influence, and I think another girl group has as well. So it's not like she came out of nowhere with those accusations. It's like, I can see where she's coming from, but also at the same time, it's like Y2K R&B is a very popular sound. Okay, so back to PowerPoint. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let's talk about 3quency. 3quency. Does anyone understand their place in the girl group landscape? Can someone please explain to me what their appeal is?
It just goes to show that like it's bigger than music. There's a message here and there is something super solid that we've built together. So
can someone please explain to me the appeal of 3quency? Oh wait, hold on one second. Anyone? Oh wait, I see a comment. Yeah, I'm confused on their 3quency aesthetic. You know what's so interesting is that 3quency just teased their new single. Well, they've been teasing it for like a month now, right? It got released today. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but trust me, I don't want to. I listened to the teaser. I was not impressed. I was like, same old, same old. Actually, no, it wasn't same old, same old. It was just like, I'm so disinterested. So hold on one second. Yeah, they really are a ball of confusion. Like, I'm just like, why are y'all here? So I missed them teasing this new single. There was news about them being newly independent, and I was just like, things aren't looking too good. Because here's the thing about 3quency, and I'm really hard on them. When they were on Building the Band, they were one of my least favorite groups, second from who was that group with Allison? That group they should have never been a part of anything. Yeah, but they were my second to least favorite group, and they were really just like same old, same old. The whole point of that Building the Band series was to experiment with the group formula, to kind of tinker with it, experiment with it, flip it, reverse it, all that good stuff. And then 3quency comes along, and they're like true formula. Oh, Sweet Seduction, thank you. Those girls. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. I hope they're well, because Allison, I gotta watch her in that new Netflix series. What is she gonna be on? Let me know if y'all want me to review it, or we can watch it on the live or something. But I think she got a Netflix show, which I'm like, she's perfect. She's perfect for reality television. But Lord have mercy, Sweet Seduction. I'm like, y'all are an abomination. Y'all are an abomination. Lord, okay, so 3quency is my second to least favorite, but Sweet Seduction was my all-time low. Like, I hate them so much. The girls in there, other than Allison, wonderful. They seem like, great performers, great singers, Oh, but God, Allison. She made for great television, though. I will say that. She gave the show the drama. And when you're watching reality television, it's like, yeah, she was needed. I did not like her. I would not want to meet her in real life. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, 3quency, in a show that was meant to experiment with the group formula, to flip it, reverse it, all that good stuff, 3quency came in and they were generic, right? They didn't do anything at all. They didn't flip it, reverse it, nothing. They were just like, we're gonna stick to the formula as strong as possible. And the irony is they won the show. In a show about experimenting, going outside the box, trying to tinker with the group formula. The group that adhered to the old formula is the one that went out. I'm like, what? They beat out Solidified. They beat out season 4. Season 4. And when they won, I kind of held that against them. I'm like, how dare you beat out season 4? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna be very honest with you all. I had a bone to pick with them a little bit. It's not their fault, right? It's ultimately the show's fault and the people who backed them. I'm like, why would you pick these people? Why? And here's the thing. Let me rant for a little bit longer. 3quency won because of their dancing capability. They were the typical pop R&B act. Performance, great. Singing, great. All that good stuff, right? And we saw on the show how well they can choreograph. Tell me why their first single as a group, they come out, top down, their dancing was all over the place. I'm like, this is the first video. Well, hold up, y'all. Let me try to find that video. I'm like, this is your first video and you're dancing like this? And maybe I'm being very nitpicky. Y'all let me know. But I'm like, again, I had a bone to pick with them because they beat out season 4, which again is not their fault. But I was like, what the fuck?
It's a 10 out of
rate it.
10. It's
Okay.
perfect. Everything about it.
Wow.
Everything about it, from the choreo to the people that were in it.
But for a group whose dancing was pretty good on the show, and that's the whole cornerstone of their brand was performance, singing, pop R&B group. I saw their dancing on top down. I said, what is this? Were we not practicing? What were you doing for the whole year that the show was waiting to be released? Like, I don't know. Like, let me see. Okay. I have the video up. Let me go to the dancing part. And you know what? It got crazy. Let me just start with the dancing on top down, right? Okay, so here it is. So we see them dancing. Not bad, right? Pretty much in sync. And then they kind of just freestyle it a little bit. I'm like, okay. It's getting kind of rusty, but let me tell you when it got really bad. Okay, let me see. I'm like, did they even do the... Wait, hold up. I was like, did they even do the move? Hold up. Okay, so it's like that first single line, like I expected better, but it's passable, whatever. Their first music video is gonna give them a pass. It's whatever. But you know what really got me? Hold up. And this is so ironic. Their single after this is a way better song, but the choreography was shit. Is it Good Girl? That's their best song to date. I'm not gonna lie. But when I tell you the choreography was ass, I'm like, so what are we doing here? This is the group that won because they could sing and dance. Okay? So when they are releasing their singles, they have high expectations because this is the winner group. This is the group that told all y'all they were the ones to watch. Okay, you guys? As per the program and themselves. Get to the dancing. When I saw the dancing, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Stomp Stomp. They look really good here. Office Sirens. I didn't know Wenli had that much tattoos. That's so interesting. Okay. Let me actually get to their dancing. It's a really good music video, but okay, wait, I think it's up. Yeah, let me know how you feel about their dancing, because I was just like, yo, what? Okay, that part's okay. I'll give it to them. But it's like when they're at the desks, it got so bad. Hold up. The outfit on Brie looks so bad. Okay. Did I skip over the whole desk choreo? Yeah, I think I did. So when in their middle, they look pretty good. Hold up. Where is that? They were at the desk, and I'm like, they're all over the place. Or maybe I'm making things up in my head, but I could have sworn. Maybe I made it up in my head, but I'm like, yo, bro, what? So that part was okay. Yo, just take my word for it. Like, I don't want to watch the whole video, but right there. When they're like there, I'm like, they're kind of out of sync. Like those scenes when they're at the desk, I'm like, I expected more from y'all. Just take my word for it, okay? Take my word for it. So I'm like, okay, so y'all are supposed to be winners of Building the Band. And then, it's been kind of like a love-hate relationship with 3quency. Like, whenever I try to give them a chance, it's just like they keep kind of letting me down. Oh, wait, let me see some comments. They should have kept top down vibe. You know what? That would have been more coherent. And I did like that sound, but I really loved Once It Was a Good Girl. Once It Was a Good Girl and Click, I really liked. But Once It Was a Good Girl, their best song today. Everything else kind of fails in comparison. Like, what was the other song they put out? Telephone? I'm like, this was not it. And then this new song they have out, I'm like, y'all can keep it. So it's kind of a mixed bag with them. But ultimately, what void did they fill in the girl group space? Because Say Now, they have that, self-improvement type of feel in the girl group space. Like, they talk about healing within. Like, a lot of their themes talk about the individual, like the healthy parts of you within you, the individual perspective of a girl, the unique experiences of a girl, all that stuff in relation to the outside world, right? Like, I'm at the supermarket, I'm about to flip, female rage, how many times am I investing in this man? It's not just like the stereotypical, yeah, I'm with my girls or F these boys. They get really deep in the introspection and the mindset of a girl. So that's why I like Say Now. These damn lawnmowers. But Say Now is all about introspection, being a girl in modern times. Flow is about representing the Black girls in the pop space. They're trying to bridge that gap.
You don't know what I've been through, all the things I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
May look easy to you, but that's only the half of it. I've been working every day for this. Yeah,
Okay.
my mama used to pray for this.
She did.
But I don't care about the fame and shit, because it's only the half of it.
Trying to get the Black girls up on mainstream music, stuff like that. So I can commend them for that. There is a space for that. And there needs to be more than one. Who else is out there? Girl Set. Girl Set is doing the whole K-pop meets the West type of deal. Same thing with Cat's Eye. They're trying to merge those two infrastructures together. I don't think it's going to work. I don't want it to work. It's a long story. But yeah, where does 3quency fit? Because I don't see a space for them. So 3quency went on their Instagram and they actually shared a teaser of their track, Girls Talk, as you all know. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's not it. So let me play it.
When the secrets come to light, girl can creep, but you can't hide. Intuition never lies when girls talk.
So far from 3quency, we've gotten top down, which shows like a sensual side to a girl. Come and get it, basically vibes. Then we got Once It Was a Good Girl, was about the being wronged by a man and never going back to being the good girl, you know what I mean? Female rage. And then after that we had Click, which is all about girl power. Like, this is my posse, yeah, this is my crew. And this is where it was kind of like their origin story song as well. Like, that should have been their first song, in my opinion, because it kind of like told their whole story in a way. That's why I really like it. So Click and Once It Was a Good Girl, great songs. And then after Click, we had Telephone, which is like, it's like a clap back to the haters from their time in the show. Haters like me, who were just like, yeah, y'all weren't supposed to win. F y'all, generic, blah, blah, blah. So those are clap back to the haters. And then we have Girls Talk, which is about shaming a cheating man. Do you see how outside of Telephone and Click, which is very specific to their storylines on the show, it's like everything they put out is generic, like run-of-the-mill girl group music. I don't need no man, we're girls, we stand tall, this, that, and the third. There's no unique take on it. And it's like, you got to revamp this for 2026. I'm not saying put out social justice music, but you got to revamp the formula, something. And this is why they shouldn't have won the show. Like, the group that was the most generic, maybe I'm expecting too much from them. Like, they need a unique take on all these songs. Like, okay, let me read some comments. Sweet. Oh, I already seen that. I like the top down and Once I Was a Good Girl. I was like, what is that? But that is a very long title. People said that Ray wrote it, and I was like, yeah, Because she also did Where's My Husband? That's a long title too. My God. Telephone. Yeah, Telephone, very mixed reactions. Listen, it's just like, are we serious? Like, and I think, I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself, but it's like they were teasing this song and I was like, Lord have mercy. And I knew things weren't looking good because looking at their profile, like, again, these are more teasers for the track, right? Look at the graphics. I knew something was wrong when I saw the graphics. I'm like, bro, what is going on? This one says, this is Wenli. She's competitive. Makes sense. Look at the graphics, you guys. Can you read any of this shit? Can you read any of this bullshit? What the fuck? I looked at this. I'm like, this can't be real. Did someone from their team legitimately think that this was a good thing to put out? You can't even read this. And I know they're trying to go for the Destiny's Child Survivor, type of aesthetic. And I'm like, not with these outfits, man. Not with the, like, and that's another thing. They're too reliant on Destiny's Child. Like, this is what happens when you have a group, a quote unquote group that doesn't know where they stand. They rely too much on, old archetypes and, they need to have their own identity. This is too much. And then I find out that there was some drama because, so apparently there was a lot of drama with Nori because when she shared her pictures, people called her, well, not people, but her original post was called Dits. And I'm like, okay, Nori has her blonde moments for sure. I have my blonde moments. But people were talking about, this looks really bad, especially as the Black member of the group. And honestly, I would consider Wenli another Black member, but I don't know how she identifies. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay. First of all, we need to put a black or white outline on that text. My eyes were hurting. That text was ass, bro. Who thought a magenta font on that background? Bro. I don't mind Nori being called a Dits, especially because it's associated with pretty blonde white girls, but Bree's trait is way too vague. Wenli is way too specific. And I know they try to do the whole TLC thing where like crazy, sexy, cool. And it's just like, it's not working. It's not working. I really do feel like they could use some creative marketing consultants to work out some kinks in their branding. Yes. Because the budget is not there. You could tell. I wish they chose a more positive word for Nori. Why does she have to be the Dits? Even if she has those tendencies, is there anything else that they can promote her to other young girls? Or they could have gone with another direction and given the two girls more negative traits, like Breeze could have been a weirdo, Wenli's could have been softy and more celebrating your differences, embracing your flaws type of message. Okay, so apparently there was a lot of uproar about that. I don't like the way Nori is being portrayed. Wenli's weakness is bad. Okay. The girls are beautiful, but the background is a bit overwhelming and cheap looking. I think something more simple would have worked, but still jungle theme, which I love on its own. And does anyone agree they need to update the chunky font? It could still be bold, but I've been thinking for a long time that they need something more modern. Yeah, something is not working. Outside of the music, the artistic direction, like something is not working with the brand. So they called her Dits originally, hometown Atlanta. Hold on one second, guys. You know what's so messed up about this is that I'm on the top floor, so I wouldn't think that yard work would be this loud. Insane. So her strengths are a strong swimmer, nurturing, persuasive, charming, brutally honest, only child mentality, dreamy, and weak climber. Every girl ends up becoming a character in somebody else's story eventually. Girls talk. Okay, so it seems like they're trying to form some type of world. She looks kind of sad here. Looks kind of sad. I don't know. Okay, we saw Wenli's already. Alright, let me see Breeze. This is the original post. Am I tripping or did Bree get the best shot? Yeah, comment down below. Did Bree get the best shot? The fuck? So she's on the sand. Wenli's by a tree. And Bree has the High School Musical 2 poolside setup. Am I crazy? Or is this not the best shot? I would even argue the best outfit. What the fuck is happening? Got the wind blowing in her hair. Great shot. Okay, Bree from Philly. High endurance is her strength. Natural leader, skilled runner, and archer. Family is her soft spot. Stubborn, weak swimmer, socially awkward. It's just like, is this even a real group? Because I'm thinking that this is probably a launch pad for Bree. That's what I think sometimes. I'm like, I don't know whether to take them seriously because it doesn't feel like they're going to be here long or they want to be here long. She got the best shots, bro. You see this shit? So see how Bree has like shots at 2 completely different locations. She has a beach shot. She has like a stone shot. Nori stays in the sand. Wenley is still by that same damn tree. Okay. But y'all let me know how you feel down below. This is insane, right? Okay, but things get worse. For better or for worse. They announce their album. Not an EP, they announced their album. This is the post they had yesterday. I think they have another post. Okay.
Talk, we walk that walk. Try to keep the silent when the problems at the top. Tea is way too piping and you try to cool it off. But information travels and it goes around the block. Do what we do best, never crack under the stress.
The more I hear the song, the more I hate it. And I don't mean to be negative, but this song is not good. So their caption says, we spent so much time building this world that eventually an EP didn't just feel big enough. This album holds pieces of us from so many different chapters, the highs, the pressure, the friendships, chaos, and the confidence we continue to grow into. Thanks for sticking with us through every version of who we've been while making this project. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. Girls Talk, the album. You know what? Citizen Queen should have put out an album. Okay, because I don't know of any girl group, Western girl group, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I can't recall of any Western girl group, pop group, that released an album this decade. I'm not talking about the R&B girls, because I know a lot of small R&B groups that have released albums, but I don't know of any pop ones. Right? And so 3quency falls into the R&B pop space. So they could be making history with this album. So kudos to them. They're making their mark. But I have a feeling right after this album, they might disband within like 6 months or something. Their tour, from what I hear, isn't doing too well. And so I don't know. Child, I don't know. I mean, it's like 10 tracks. First, okay, I guess we don't know about that. Okay. Girls Talk, Slaymetry, Envious, You Don't Know, what? You Don't Know? I Know, what? Not Without My Girls, Let's Just Party, category is blank, nothing regular. Any suggestions or any speculations on when this album is going to come out? Because I don't think they even really know. I'm hoping it comes out. That'd be great for them, but I think they need this tour in order to get enough money to release this album. But then again, it's like, why even tease it if that's the case? But I don't know what the situation is going on. Behind the scenes, I don't know. They could be making history. But since they're independent now, I don't know if they're going to be drumming up enough interest for their longevity, but who knows? You know what's so interesting is that I don't even know why they went independent. Apparently, they said it on live and they actually said it in an interview where they were thinking about going independent for a long while. And I'm like, I hope nothing bad happened at the label. First and foremost, let me just say that. I hope nothing bad happened to them at their label. I hope everything was like safe and all that. But if you are signing up with the label, the benefits of being with a label is that they can push your name. They can make your brand lucrative. So even though they are taking a lot of money from you, the upside is they can make your brand so popular and so lucrative that when you leave them, you can make the money on your own. And for 3quency, I don't think that's the case. While they were with the label, they released like what, 4 singles? Because I hear like Telephone was independently released. So they released Top Down, Once It Was a Good Girl, and Click. So 3 songs, actually. They released 3 songs officially under the label. And they toured under their label deal. Maybe that's what most of the money went to, their label. And so I'm thinking, so what was you weren't there long enough to reap the benefits. That's what I'm thinking. You weren't there long enough to reap the benefits. I don't know if going independent soon after is gonna get them to where they need to be, or where I don't even know where they want to be. I get the feeling that this group is not gonna last long. I don't think that they're really invested in this group. I think this is just for a good experience, and they're just gonna move on to other things. I always get that feeling from these girls. Okay, so enough of them. Basically, I'm just kind of done with 3quency. I don't know. I never really liked them to begin with, so I'm kind of a hater. Not gonna lie. Let me share the screen 1 second.